So good evening one and all, welcome back to Netflix Football. Yes, your host Neil is back from the hospital and straight onto the set and to entertain you all for your daily dose of football innuendo. Neil is back, and with that, football is back onto your live screens. And today evening, it's Mohun Bagan versus Bashundhara Kings, and it's the stake of Indian football's pride which is at the helm. Because the loser, if Mohun Bagan, I don't want to say that Mohun Bagan, if they lose the match, India is going to lose their spot at the direct AFC Champions League positions. Now, to talk about this, and first of all, want to thank all of you for all of your warm wishes the past week. I'm sorry I could not be able to reply to each and every one of you, but trust me, I've read each and every one of those, and I take this medium to thank all of you for supporting me. And trust me, I'm back with a bang, and I'm back stronger than ever. That's the motto of Neil, to never give up and to always be better. And what better than to be back with the team of my pride, the team of my blood, Mohun Bagan. And to cover that with us, we have a very special guest, a very good friend of mine. I grew up with him basically under his tutelage, and probably you can say that the Mohun Bagan affiliation I got from his influence. Let us welcome on screen a very dear friend of mine, Spandanda, in 3, 2 and 1. Spandanda, you are live. How does it feel? For the first time you are in Netflix Football. So how have you been? Let's talk about that first.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Neil, for inviting me into this show. And I am really honored to be invited here. And thank you all of the people who are watching us. And Neil, first of all, congratulations on your convalescence towards the recovery. So I wish you the speedy recovery to become the best ever Neil that you can be in coming days.
Absolutely. The strive for excellence is always there. Before we actually go on to the scruff of things, let us actually have the lineup to the right of your screens. If you can see, I'll just enlarge it to the middle of the screen. Amrinder Singh starts in goal. Ashutosh comes in to the team. Pritam Kotal in the defense. Carl McHugh, Shubhashish, Lenny Rodriguez, Deepak Tangri, Manveer Singh, Williams, Liston Colasso and Roy Krishna captaining the side. First instances, I'll ask Spandanda, are you happy with the lineup? Hugo Bomas not playing. We knew that he would not be in the starting 11. He's not even in the substitutions bench. Do you think that this is a formidable lineup?
Yeah, I would say it is a very good lineup, considering that our key player, the playmaker Hugo Bomas, is not going to play into the match. So as we came to know that he has been penalized for reacting to the referee's decision in the last match. So he was shown a yellow card, and subsequently he got off from this particular match, which is going to be a pivotal match for not only Mohun Bagan but for Indian football as well. But the starting lineup, yeah, I am more or less happy. I would expect Sumit Rathi at the place of Deepak Tangri over here. That would have been my preference. But overall, I am happy with the team.
Absolutely. Especially, we'll talk about Carl McHugh. His position has been changed from a defensive midfielder to a defender, especially. Do you think that with TD back in the defense, do you think Carl McHugh, we'd see more of Carl McHugh in the midfield where he has been absolutely brilliant last season?
Yeah, absolutely. But Neil, we have to remember that one of our pillars from the defense has gone on to a foreign country, and he is going to play into the Croatian league, Sandesh Jingan. So what I feel, even if TD is back, I think Johnny Kauko is going to play the defensive midfield region this season. And Carl McHugh will, on and off, will be utilized in the defense as well as in the defensive midfield as well.
Absolutely. Carl McHugh, Hugo Bomas, Roy Krishna, David Williams, absolutely star-studded, formidable front line. But what we have discussed, you and me have personally discussed, is the inclusion of Lenny Rodriguez. He's 34 years old, a veteran in the Indian game. He's a very good ball winner, but do you think that fresh legs would have been more utilized coming into this game, especially against a team of the caliber of Bashundhara Kings, who love to play the ball all over the park?
Yeah, they are very fast passers, and they are undoubtedly and undisputedly right now the best team in Bangladesh. But in these matches, in these kinds of matches, there comes a huge pressure for the match, Neil. If I may say, the player having the experience like Lenny Rodriguez is going to be crucial in these kind of matches. So his experience is what Antonio Lopez Havas is counting on, and his vision. and his ball-winning mentality and starting the counter-attacks into the lower midfield. How
Absolutely,
it
absolutely.
is going to help us.
Absolutely. Another talking point I'd like to say about Liston Colasso, one of the most brightest prospects in Indian football at the moment. Mohun Bagan got him of the clutches of a lot of teams, and he's come into the squad. He in the first half against Mazia, we saw he struggled initially. He was getting into the spaces, trying to take on his man too much, bit dribble twice, as the commentators were saying, beating his man twice, but eventually he got the goal. Very good positioning, almost got himself a second one, which Roy Krishna converted in when Mohun Bagan came from behind and took the lead. How, since Hugo Bomas is not playing, we expect him to play on that left channel or behind the strikers. We often see a very rotating front three by Mohun Bagan. But do you think that Liston Colasso will be the one who's pulling the strings against Basundhara Kings? And how important would he be, considering that we are playing a double pivot with the likes of Deepak Tangri and Ashutosh Mehta in midfield? So how important is his creative spark in midfield today for Mohun Bagan?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He is going to be the key today because what I see, Neil, today the formation of the position, which you rightly said that the front three will be rotating. So front three will be rotating all the time. And let me say, Liston Colasso may have missed a lot of opportunity, but he was able to reach into the balls. He was able to create those opportunities. That is the thing I would like to say that I appreciate about him, because Mohun Bagan got a very little time for the pre-season before coming into AFC Cup. Unlike Basundhara Kings, they are coming straight away from their league. So they, in terms of the physical attributes, they are much more ahead of us right now at this point of time. So at this point of time, Mohun Bagan has got a very little time to prepare themselves for this kind of games. So in this moment, I liked his games. Yes, he has missed a lot of opportunities, but he was the person who reached to the ball to create those opportunities and we considered them opportunities because he reached to the balls on time.
Absolutely. He is the bright spark of Indian football, as well as the Mariners, who are always on the move. And let's get into a bit of a statistical innuendo right now. So if Mohun Bagan wins or draws the match, they will go to the knockout stage where they will face the champions of the Nassau Uzbekistan or Al Hilal Turkmenistan, both of those teams. The winner of that match will face off against Liman from Hong Kong. Very, very strong team. If you've followed AFC teams in the second division of their competition, and if that match against Liman is won, then they will go to the final where they will have to face a side against West Asia, which might include the likes of Al Murak, who's from Bahrain, Al Ayed from Lebanon, Kuwait SC, you've all heard of Kuwait SC from, as the name suggests, from Kuwait, or Al Salt SC from Jordan. Spandanda, I'd like to ask you this very bluntly. This is because if Mohun Bagan loses this match in any way, or not even drops points, loses this match, they will be, first of all, out of the tournament, and India will lose a direct qualification slot for the AFC Champions League from 2023. Swananda, how crucial is this match for the stake of Indian football today?
Absolutely, absolutely. It is going to be a very crucial match for us, because this is not the first time. For the last 132 years, Mohun Bagan have been the torchbearers of Indian football in Asian footballing arena. So that is the thing, that we are habituated in shouldering the presence of the national football, and we are habituated in taking up the responsibilities as and when needed. So that is the thing, that today is not only the day for Mohun Bagan, today is the day for the entire football loving fraternity of Indian football. So if we have to win this match, we have to qualify from this group, because this is going to be crucial for the coming seasons, where we will be getting the AFC Champions League slot directly if we can qualify from this stage. So, and then we can think about the next rounds, so and so. So, as and when we will be playing against the teams, because we know that if we win this group, we will be playing a central zone semi-final playoff, and the teams are much more stronger. That games are going to be much more competitive than this group. So, but first things first, we have to win today. We don't need a slip up. We can't afford a slip up for the sake of Indian football.
Right. Ayush says that not a proper centre back in the playing 11. I think he is right about that. Sandesh Jingan's departure, and Thierry is not yet fit, so we'll have to do. And we have done pretty well, to be honest. But the only thing that I'm concerned about, if you remember the Basundhara match against Bengaluru FC Spandanda, you saw how Robson at the number 10, who joined from Corinthians from Brazil, he is an expert playmaker from the left. His ins and outs, his dribble, he can dribble, he can pass, he can shoot, play those wall passes to near excellence. And that is the place that Cameron Stewart from Marzia was causing a lot of problems. They scored their goal from that side where we saw Pritham Kotal going into the final tackle very early. And do you think, especially with their focus being on, if you saw their heat map, their focus was on through the left Basundhara Kings. So do you think Mohun Bagan should be very much stable in defense, especially towards the right, to cut off the supply line towards Robson or Robinho, as he's known?
What I feel today, it is going to be very crucial day for Pritham Kotal, Ashutosh Mehta and Manveer Singh. So because, yeah, as you rightly said, Neil, Robinho is a player who not only attacks, he creates opportunities. He's a very good link man. He has a great vision and great understanding of the attacking football. So he is going to be one of the pivotal players for Bashundhara Kings. So, and yes, he cuts very dangerously from the left side of the field, and he diagonally approaches the penalty box most of the time. So, so at that point of time, I think Ashutosh Mehta and Carl McHugh, Pritham Kotal, along with Manveer Singh, is going to have to take additional responsibilities to stop these players zonally, because he is a kind of a player who cannot be marked manually. He cannot be diffused by man marking. Right. He has to be diffused by zonal marking.
Right. So intelligent. We saw the inverted wingers, the best players, often they roam around in those pockets of spaces. Wherever you go, they pull the markers and they pull the team out of 7. Suddenly, the third man overlap is there and you're caught in trouble. Especially what Mohun Bagan in the last match, what we've seen though. But of course, as we know, as Jose and Anthony Havas Lopez, we've seen how pragmatic he is. Not defensive, he's pragmatic. And the problem last season that there was no link player. And today, there is no link player. It's the same probably as we already spoke about Liston class. So one more thing I would talk about is a positional change for a personnel in the name of Manveer Singh, who used to play as a striker, now is featuring as an attack-minded right wing back. How has that, number one, impacted his career, Spandan, and how do you think, is he the ace in the hole for Antonio Lopez Hapas for Mohun Bagan today?
So, look, Neil, from the last year to this year, I can see a lot of changes that have happened to the playing style of Antonio Lopez Hapas. Because last year, he wasn't playing a possessional play. But this year, he is trying to move forward from the deep. So, we are creating from the deep. We are running through the deep. And like Hugo Bomas, whenever see him collecting the balls, you can see we are collecting our own balls and creating our own chances from very deep onwards. And last year it was kind of a counter-attack based football that took ATK Mohun Bagan to the helm of the ISL, and we played the final. Unfortunately, we lost that. So, but this year Antonio Lopez Hapas has changed his style. He has changed the style on the basis of a few players. One of them is Manveer Singh. Manveer Singh is one of the key influencers of this particular squad, let me tell you right away, because he has speed, he has agility, and he has tremendous stamina that he has shown in the last couple of matches as well. So even in the 75th, 80th minute, when the team has become a little bit short of breath, Manveer Singh is trying hard for creating chances.
And he is breaking those spaces in between, especially when the team is tired.
Absolutely. He is the one who is breaking the shape of the opponent teams or opponent defense, I would say.
Absolutely. Manveer Singh is the complete package, isn't he? Complete strength, total knowledge. What I feel I've been talking about this with this is my personal view, of course, is that I feel that Manveer is not a he's a good forward, but he's not a box striker, which I think box strikers are now very extinct in nature. Now there are more forwards who are able to play on either wings or through down the middle or the number 10s, especially that mold of a forward. But Spandan, I'd like to ask you this, especially with the forwards decreasing. Do you think that this is his best position, considering the fact that he has the pace and stamina? And he's an excellent finisher, although you need some instinct and need some sharpness, which I feel he doesn't have at the moment because of a lack of experience. But do you think for Indian football, if he can hone this position, if he can finish from deep, take his stamina to the 90th minute running down the wings, don't you think that this would be only up and up and up for Indian football as a whole?
Absolutely, absolutely. Look, players like Manveer Singh is going to be, and again Michael Susairaj. Unfortunately, he has missed the last season, and because these are the players who are future of Indian football, they are going to be the flag bearers. So Manveer Singh, an asset, I would say. As I have said it in many talk shows, that Manveer Singh is not only an asset for Mohun Bagan, Manveer Singh is an asset for Indian football. He has speed, he has agility, he has great vision of passing, he has great vision of positioning sense, and he can finish as well because he's not afraid to take the shots in front of goal. So that is one of the key attributes that a player can have. So he is a gifted player. Let him flourish more, and he is going to be an asset for Indian football. That's my view.
Absolutely. Deadly accurate. Remember the goal he scored against Dradavi. Vibes of Robin cutting in for Bayern, if you all remember. Of course, absolutely amazing. All of you, those who were watching, do hit the like and the subscribe button. Been back after a week, so you could use all of your support to hit the subscribe button. The road to 2K is on, and I need all of your support to do that. Of course, we've talked about, let's talk about a bit of tactics before we actually go on with the scruff of things. The match is already probably 45 minutes until the match starts. We'll not stretch towards that, don't worry. But tactically, this is my opinion. I'm putting it towards you. Just hear me out. That I think Mohun Bagan is kind of playing a Catenaccio or inverted Catenaccio, if you remember. Since Abbas is defensive oriented and Catenaccio is a system which utilizes probably one wing back as a half winger or an attacking minded fullback, and a defender probably in the likes of, we see Shubhashish, who's overlapping indeed. But do you think somewhere down the line there is somewhat of a mold of a Catenaccio happening at Mohun Bagan? And it's very interesting to see it, isn't it?
Yeah, you can say, Neil, because it's kind of a diverse form of a Catenaccio as well. Because Manveer Singh is playing flamboyantly in the right wing back position, which is pivotal for Catenaccio formation. So, and you can see Shubhashish Bose overlapping as well. But at that point of time, you can see when Carl McHugh is playing at the defensive midfield and Lenny Rodriguez, they are falling back into the defense lines. So, look, Antonio Lopez Abbas is coming from a background that he doesn't want to lose the game, first of all.
Right.
So, he ensures that we don't lose the game, then he tries to win it. So, that is his formation, and he has taken up a different version of Catenaccio, I would say. And as you have rightly pointed out, Manveer Singh, players like Manveer Singh and Shubhashish Bose is currently playing. And next on, when Michael Susairaj comes into play after his recovery fully from ACL rupture, so we can see more and more tactical elements from Antonio Lopez Abbas into the play. But today, the left wing, I think Shubhashish won't be overlapping that much.
Right.
And Ashutosh will also hold the post in the right wing. And Manveer will be playing into the right defensive midfield position, and he will try to overlap from there. And David Williams is going to be pivotal in the left wing today. That's what I feel about the formation right now.
Right. In that sense, we've seen that if you remember the match against Hyderabad last time, similar opposition where they play the ball in the ground, very quick, affluent passers. We saw a lot of Roy Krishna dropping deep in the false line zone, trying to play make a scheme to David Williams or towards the right winger where Manveer is. We will miss Hugo Bumos for sure. But as you very rightly pointed out, that Mohun Bagan would definitely, with Antonio Lopez Abbas' tutelage, would definitely try to not lose the match. That ensures them as the winners, as the victors of this group and qualification on to the next round. But let's talk about Roy Krishna. I remember a lot of you folks not believing when I broke the news that Roy Krishna will be an ATK Mohun Bagan player when he remains at the club, and he was unveiled on Mohun Bagan Day, of all the special days of all possible to announce that. I'm very happy for that. So before the tactical part, first of all, I'd like to ask you, Spandanda, is a bit of a controversial statement because a lot of players have played in Mohun Bagan, very, very talented and decorated foreigners. But do you think Roy Krishna is probably the most intelligent striker to play? Not the most talented or not the most skillful, but he's the most intelligent footballer as a forward who's donned the green and maroon colors?
Yeah, definitely, Neil. I would like to start with, I have already told you personally, Roy Krishna is staying with us. So there was no confusion about that. There was a little bit complications about the Fijian government regarding their pandemic rules and how would they allow the players to come into India, or there were some traveling restrictions into Fijian government guidelines. So that created a little bit of problem of him coming before AFC. But it was never there. There was no possibility of Roy Krishna leaving Mohun Bagan at this point of time. There was no question about that. So, next on to your question, yes. Since the 90s, we have started incorporating foreigners into our squad, as you know. So we have seen from Chima Okedi to Emeka Uzigo to Stephen Abarohi to Igor Skivrin to Jose Ramirez Barreto.
A lot of stellar names.
Yeah, lot of stellar performances, as you would rightly say. And then Odafa Okoli, then Rodrigo, Yusa Katsumi, and Sonny Norde, and so on and so forth. So, yes, I would say Roy Krishna is among the topmost foreign recruits that we have ever had. But we have seen similar kind of contributions of Chima Okedi. We have seen a lot of great contributions from Jose Ramirez Barreto as well as Odafa Okoli from their time, in their times. And we have seen a lot of stellar performances from Sonny Norde as well. So, but Roy Krishna, yes, in the current footballing scenario, Roy Krishna is one of the poachers that I would say who is playing in ISL. So, and as you rightly said, that the proper box strikers are going extinct right now. Even in the event of World Football Arena as well, we cannot see attacking strikers like Thierry Henry, or we can't see attacking strikers like in the feats of Ronaldo Nazario de Lima. But there are few who have left, but they are also going extinct nowadays. There is Harry Kane, there is Jamie Vardy in EPL, and there are Robert Lewandowski's, there are Romelu Lukaku's, but the number is decreasing day by day. So, and one of the few box strikers who have been left there is one of them is Roy Krishna. Definitely, he is the Fijian captain as well.
Yes.
Despite donning, in spite of donning our captain armband in few occasions, like he is donning today, he is also donning the Fijian captain's armband in matches. So, Roy Krishna, beside being a poacher, he is also a very good attacking playmaker as well, because we have seen in the few occasions where he creates in very short spaces, he is able to create some passes where we can unleash the attacking forays from his passes only.
Absolutely.
So we have seen his visions coming into play.
Absolutely.
In most of the occasions.
A statistic, a very interesting statistic, that he has appeared 44 times in ISL for our club, and he has scored and assisted 43 times. So 43 goal contributions in 44 matches. Immense. That is sensational numbers from a striker who also play makes. And talking about his combination with David Williams, we saw how they gelled together at Wellington Phoenix. Now, David Williams, as you said, we touched upon that earlier, that he'd start off primarily from the left wing, cutting in. As we quite rightly remember, Hugo Bomos' pass and Subhashish's finish, wonderful finish in that match against Bengaluru FC. David Williams people tell him that he is a box striker, he's a number 9, but I feel that he is not only a number 9, he is a one who can run down the channels, and he can barrage defenders as well. He's strong on the ball, runs his man, probably on the mold of a Romelu Lukaku, if you can say, Spandanda. But
absolutely.
But what I'd ask you is that, especially without Hugo Bomos, and whenever we've seen Roy Krishna drop, we've seen David Williams very isolated, and once the rhythm is broken, we've seen an array of long balls that are kept on being played, and to no success, because Roy Krishna is not the one who like take the ball onto the stage. He wants the ball played to his feet. That's where we see him at his absolute sparkling best. So what do you think that Liston Colasso, especially in that hole behind the two strikers, or probably even Manveer pushing off in between that positional rotation, or half spaces, because Bashundhara will be playing the passes, and that they'll leave gaps for sure, and trying to cover the wings, they'll leave the central behind. So whom out of Roy Krishna, David Williams and Liston Colasso, or Manveer probably, do you think holds an important part in unlocking that half space, or that closed pocket, as you can say, and ping those through balls? Whom do you think is going to be most crucial against Bashundhara Kings?
I feel for the playmaking position, Roy Krishna and Liston Colasso holds the key, because Roy Krishna is more agile in terms of Roy Krishna is more. Hello.
Yes, yes, you're there. Continue.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Sorry, there were some interference.
Mhm.
So Roy Krishna is more agile, and in terms of his ability and his stamina is much more than David Williams. So David Williams is going to.
Think Spandanda got disconnected. Probably, I think he'll come back. I'll take from what he's trying to say is that Roy Krishna definitely is probably one of the very limited players in ISL at the moment of. Okay, Spandanda is back. Spandanda, your phone
I'm sorry. I got disconnected due to some network.
Your phone is on auto. It's the orientation is wrong. Just auto rotate your phone.
Yeah.
Picture is not visible. Yeah, better. Go on. Roy Krishna.
I'm really sorry for the network interference.
No issues.
That what I was saying, Roy Krishna and Liston Colasso holds the key for today, because David Williams is going to be stable at the left side of the field, because he doesn't have that much of the stamina which Roy Krishna and Liston Colasso have because of his age. Absolutely. David Williams used to be a very agile player during his days in Wellington Phoenix, as well as his early days in Indian football as well. So today David Williams is going to attack through the left channel. That's what I feel, and he is going to support Roy Krishna and the players who are coming into overlapping positions. So he is going to be a supportive player for them, and then he will try to unleash some lethal shots that he is quite capable of in unleashing. But today, in exposing the gaps created by breaking the formations of Bashundhara FC, is going to mainly be captured by Liston Colasso and Roy Krishna. They are going to be pivotal for that.
Absolutely crucial match. I can already feel the nerves setting in, because this is not just about the pride of Mohun Bagan or Bengal. It is about the pride of India. Whom better than the rivals against Bangladesh? Spandanda, I'll not keep you for much longer enough. I know you are a very busy man, and you are also having your pre-match jibes about like we all have those pre-match what you'd say superstitions, that we do this, we do that for the sake of our club, for the sake of our blood, known as what we say as our mother in the form of Mohun Bagan. Joy Ma Mohun Bagan, what we say in our local languages. Spandanda, I'll ask you very shortly your predictions for the match, and like very nervously, do you think that it would be a very good performance from Habas's men?
Absolutely. Look, Antonio Lopez Habas, we faced a similar kind of situation in last year's ISL.
Right.
So I don't think Antonio Lopez Habas is going to repeat the formations that he used last season. So Antonio Lopez Habas today is going to seal the deal in the first 45 minutes itself. So we are going to see an exciting match, a very fast attacking match in the first half itself. And what I feel, being a ardent Mohun Bagan fan, that we will win 2-0 today.
Absolutely. That is some bold predictions you've got there. Although we went behind against Matsya, Bengaluru is out, Matsya is out. It's just between Bashundhara Kings and the Mariners from Bengal. So the National Club of India versus the Kings from Bangladesh. An epic adventure awaits, and I'm nervous. You can see how nervous I am. Of course, Spandanda, thank you so much for joining in. It was absolutely a pleasure hosting you. Probably it'll not be long where we'll be probably doing this thing face to face, and let's hope that we can overcome the corona deficits and actually do this together face to face without the need of a virtual studio.
Absolutely. Thanks for bearing me. Thanks to all the fans who are watching this. Joy Mohun Bagan.
Joy Mohun Bagan. Thank you, Spandanda. We'll see you very soon. Bye bye. So that was Spandanda with us with his expert opinions and analysis about the match that is going to come in. Guys, if you have joined in right now, do hit the like and the subscribe button. Have been away a week from this. If you want to contribute to the channel, you can do so. The number is there above. You can see. So any form of contribution would mean a lot to me. Absolutely, you're all helping me so much. Help me reach the 2K mark. Of course, want to do that before the end of the year. And see, and I'll hope I'll reach that mark very soon. With that, probably half an hour to go for the kickoff between the Mariners and the Bashundhara Kings. An exciting proposition awaits for the history of Indian football, which is to be made. With that, I'll leave you with this tidbit that whatever they may say, we know who the best club in India is at the moment. Let's hope, banters aside, let's hope East Bengal sorts them out, because without them, like, who are we gonna nab on to? Who are we gonna pinch? It's very sad what's happening, and I hope they have their investors. They do whatever it takes to actually compete in ISL, because, dear East Bengal fans, without you, we are incomplete. Do come back to us. With that, this is your boy Neil. Lovely to be back on screen and live, amping up my recovery. To see you a lot more soon. Chalo, we'll see you probably tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Probably on a segment that I've not tried before, but no promises. Let's see. But first, this is Mohun Bagan versus Bashundhara Kings. Do leave in your predictions in the comments. Do absolutely like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And let's hope that it is a good match. With that, bye-bye. See you soon and joy Mohun Bagan. Chalo, take care. See you very soon. Bye.